Hi, this is Katie. In today's video, I want to talk about what you need to buy for your first road trip. I do these videos maybe like once a year or so, and I just wanted to do an updated one for you guys. And so if you are about to live in your car, sleep in your car, or go on a road trip, here are some things. There's about a dozen things or so, maybe a couple more, that I would really recommend you purchasing and bringing along with you. And so if you're interested in this video, I really hope that you're subscribed, and I hope that you keep watching. Okay, how many things are on this list? 1, 2, 3. There's like 15. Or so. But I'm gonna go through them quick. A lot of these things I talk about in so many of my videos and I've talked about before, but if this is gonna be like your first road trip or your first road trip in a while and you're like, oh, what do I need to bring? I got you. I'm gonna help you. I have a whole list of the things that like I use almost every single day when I'm on a road trip, and that if I did not have with me, I would miss having, you know what I mean? And just to preface, I travel pretty minimally. Like, I'm not someone who has one of those really big power banks. I'm not someone who has a camping stove, stuff like that. So this is just stuff that I use when I travel, but obviously we all travel differently. And so you might use some of the things that I talk about in this video, but you might want to add a few for yourself, just depending on how you travel. But I just don't really have some of those big like refrigerators or anything like that. So just wanted to preface. All right, let's get into it. Number one is this little thing. I will link as much as I can down below, by the way, because some things I can get on Amazon or whatever. This is a little power inverter. This is a Duracell one. It was maybe, I don't know, $20 or $30. And basically what a power inverter does is it plugs into your cigarette lighter and then it becomes a little outlet. And so I have used this a lot when I'm on the road to charge my computer, or when I had a camera that the charger was like a real plug, not a USB, I would plug that in here as well. Some of them, depending if you check the voltage and wattage and whatever, some of them you might even be able to plug in like a hair straightener. It just kind of depends. But this is very, very, very handy to have in the car. It's super tiny. I just keep it in one of my glove compartments. I have 3. I'm in a Toyota Yaris, but I keep this in one of my glove compartments. And again, I use it pretty often when I'm driving around. But again, if you're going to do more back country, then it might be worth getting one of those bigger power banks that you don't need to plug in all the time, because this, you actually need the power from your car to plug this in. And again, just for how I travel, this is like perfect for me. So I definitely recommend having one of these. The second thing that I recommend is probably the most talked about item on my YouTube channel is this steering wheel desk. I love this thing so much. I use it all the time when I'm eating, but obviously you can use it if you're writing love notes, if you're doing arts and crafts. I also use my computer a lot on here if I'm just kind of like doing some computer work in the car. This just, while you're parked, don't try to use this when you drive. That would be silly. When you're parked, it just connects right onto your steering wheel, and then it's just like a little desk. And so I love this thing to use, again, when you're eating, when you're using your computer to write things down, whatever. I think it's really, really handy to have. They're only like $15 or $20, and they're really thin, and so it's really easy to pack this away when you're not using it. I really, really highly recommend getting one of these for sure. Okay, the next thing that I would recommend is if you are someone who's going to be traveling and you also are going to be going on a lot of walks or hikes or bike rides or anything like that, I do recommend having one of these hydration backpacks. This one is from the brand EVERFUN, and I do want to thank EVERFUN for sponsoring this video. So a hydration backpack is an actual backpack. There's a ton of room in here, but also in this big main compartment, it has this bladder that you can fill with 2 liters of water, and then it has this little hose straw thing that you can connect either on the right side or the left side, depending. So while you're wearing this backpack, this will just come right up in front and you can literally drink out of it without having to take a water bottle or anything like that. You literally can just wear this backpack and then drink water while you're wearing the backpack. And what's really cool about this specific backpack is there's a ton of compartments. I love when backpacks have a lot of compartments. It's like really fun for me. And so there's this big giant compartment that does have the bladder in its own little separate sleeve. There's also a little extra zipper pocket inside here for valuables. And then also up here, if you can see, this compartment is like felt lined. And so if you have something that you really don't want to get scratched, you can put it in there. And then this compartment right here expands. You can actually fit a helmet in here. There's also a little hook. And then there's this front compartment as well. I think this one would be really good for, you know, snacks or whatever that you have. But what's really cool is on the bottom, see this little like secret compartment? You can put probably some secret stuff in here, but what this is actually for is it comes with its own little rain jacket. How cute is that? So let me just put this on really quickly and show you what it looks like. So just in case it starts raining or snowing or something and you want to cover whatever else is in here, look, just put that on. And I just have a little rain jacket for your backpack. And this brand EVERFUN does also sell coolers. They have some regular coolers as well as some backpack coolers. And so if you want to check out this backpack or anything else that EVERFUN sells on their site, I will have a link in my description. And they did give me a 15% off coupon code if you just use my name, Katie. Just Katie will get you 15% off on their site. So again, I want to thank EVERFUN for sponsoring this video. Really good thing to have in your car as well. The next thing that I think that you really need to have, of course, I left in my house because I'm currently staying in a house right now. And so I did leave it at the house. I apologize. But let's just imagine together the next thing that you need if you're going to be going on a road trip any longer than like 3 days is you need to have a laundry bag. And there are very specific like travel laundry bags that are very inexpensive. Again, I will have some linked below. But the one that I have, if I'm not using it, which I'm always using it because like I always have something that's dirty that I'm going to throw in there. But if I wasn't using it for some reason, then it literally folds up into something that's only like this big. It's like this wide and like this big. It's really, really tiny, but it's like a really thin, like water resistant material. And mine specifically has like a drawstring top. And again, I usually keep it in here when I'm on the road. I'm just not on the road right now, so I don't have it in here, but it's just super important to just have a laundry bag so you're not confusing your dirty clothes and your clean clothes, especially when you're on the road, because you might have like less access even to do your laundry. And so I think it's just really important to have that stashed away, especially because it might get a little gross. And so maybe keep it in your trunk or something like that. All right, next, I'm not even gonna stay here long because you should all have this in your car anyway. Have some hand sanitizer. I have one of these that I got at CVS the other day because I just ran out of my other one. So I just have this. And then I also have the wipes, depending on your mood, whatever you want. I have some wet ones. And one of the reasons that I like to have the wipes and just the liquid is I will generally use the liquid just after I touch things that I don't want on my hands anymore. If I think I have germs on my hands, I will just use this a couple times a day when I'm out and about. I will use the wipes right before I eat because for me, for some reason, when I'm like wiping my hands, it feels like I'm cleaning them more. So I'll use those before I eat. And again, that's just really extra helpful when you're on the road because you might not wash your hands as much. I don't know. I wash my hands all the time. And obviously one of the next things on my list, actually, I'll just talk about it now, is Castile soap. I think it is so important to keep Castile soap in your car. I use the Dr. Bronner's ones and I get the unscented one. That's just my preference, but there's a ton of different scents if you prefer. But if you are someone that you're like, I don't want hand sanitizer in my car, I don't like it, I don't want to use it, I want to wash my hands, then obviously you can stop at restrooms or anything to wash your hands pretty often if you're on the road. But if you're doing backcountry or if you're camping or anything like that, literally if you just have a jug of water and Castile soap, you can use Castile soap outside. It is like safe to use outside. And so you can just get a jug of water, Castile soap, and just kind of wash your hands and then rinse them off with the water, and you can do that outside. Castile soap also can be used to wash your dishes. It can be used to wash your body. It can really be used to wash like anything. I think even on the bottle, there's like 18 different uses or something for it. So I think that's really, really important to have in your car as well. So while we're on the topic of washing our hands, let's kind of segue into washing our body. And so when I'm on the road, when I'm living in my car or when I'm on a road trip, I will absolutely have a gym membership, specifically a gym membership where they have multiple locations throughout the country. And so I have a Planet Fitness membership and I have the Black Card, which literally allows me to go to any single Planet Fitness in the country. And it's like $23 or so a month with like a little extra yearly fee or something like that. But if you are someone who might want to go shower and you're like, oh, I'll just shower at a truck stop, do you know those are like $12? And so I really think, again, depending on where you're traveling, I really think that if you are going to be near a bunch of Planet Fitnesses or a bunch of 24-hour fitnesses, just get a gym membership. It will save you so much money. And they literally do not care if you walk in and shower and leave. You can exercise while you're there, of course, but if you just want to go and shower, you can totally do that. Just, I mean, again, it's like $23 a month and you can literally shower every day if you want to and if they are near you. So if you're going to go that route, I highly recommend having shower shoes. I literally leave mine right here. Hold on, it's stuck. Okay. I literally just have flip-flops to have for shower shoes. You do not want to walk into a public shower without shower shoes on. Please don't do that. That's disgusting. Please don't do that. Just get flip-flops. You can get them from Old Navy for like $3. And it's good to have a quick dry towel. So not only do these dry quicker than regular towels, but they're also a lot smaller. Like, look how small that is. And so it's really important to have one of these as well. This one specifically even has like a little hook on it, so you can just kind of hook it when you're taking a shower. But this and the shower shoes you need to have if you're gonna be taking a public shower, 100%. But if you are someone who you're like, I don't really know if I want to get a gym membership, or I'm not gonna be near a shower all the time, or I just don't wanna shower all the time, or maybe I'm gonna be in the back country or whatever, I highly recommend having baby wipes. I literally just got this thing that hangs from my passenger seat because because I was using these so often. And so I know exactly where they are because they're just hanging from my passenger seat. And so I will use those if I'm taking like a little car shower, but also they do have like proper like shower wipes. Are these any different than baby wipes? I don't know, but I guess they're a little bit bigger, but I don't know if the ingredients are much different. But these specifically are from Busy Co. I got these on Amazon. Again, I'll have everything I can linked below. But so these are some shower wipes as well. And these specifically are really good because they come individually wrapped. So if you're going on a couple day backpacking trip or something like that, just having a couple of these versus having like a giant thing of baby wipes would be really, really helpful. So again, that's just to kind of like wash your body a little bit. Specifically, you know, maybe some of the areas that might smell or get gross. Because sometimes when I'm traveling, honestly, I might not shower for a week. Honestly, just depending where I am, maybe there's not a Planet Fitness there or whatever. And so honestly, sometimes I will just use these like every morning, every other morning, and just kind of like wash my body a little bit. And obviously you can either do that in a restroom somewhere. You can go into like a Target restroom and just kind of like wipe your body a little bit because you don't need to rinse these, you know? Or what I usually do is I just do it in my car. And obviously if you're just washing like your arms or anything, it's not really a big deal. But if you're going to be washing anything else that you might want more privacy, then what I do is I just do it early in the morning, right when I wake up, because when I sleep in my car, I cover my windows. And so when I wake up, my windows are covered with t-shirts and towels and stuff like that. And so I still do have privacy. So I can just wake up and kind of like do that little shower in the car, and then I can get changed as well. But again, if you want to do that in like a public restroom somewhere, you can totally do that as well. And then another thing in terms of like car showering is have some dry shampoo. This is like a tiny little powder dry shampoo from the brand Briogeo, which I like, but you can get a spray one if you want. They're just a couple dollars at the store, and it just kind of helps your hair stay a little fresher and like kind of get the oil out a little bit. And so again, there are times on the road where I don't wash my hair for like over a week, and sometimes I might just put it back and just kind of call it a day on that. But I also will just use some dry shampoo to help it stay a little fresh. The last couple things that I think you need if you're going to be living in a car, and again, these are just my opinions, and also this is just kind of with how I travel. And so there are definitely other things that you might use while you're in a car, but these to me are like the necessities. The next one is a knife. And I have my knife in here, but oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, wait, here's a different one. I have a couple knives. I have a couple in my purse. I have a couple in the car, but I think it is so incredibly important to have a knife in your car. This is just like a little Swiss Army knife kind of knife that also has a bunch of extra little tools on it, but also even just a knife, I literally use almost every single day. I have a tiny Swiss Army knife on my keychain, and it literally has a knife, a pair of scissors, and a nail file. I use that almost every single day of my life, whether I'm living in a car or not. I use that all the time. So I think it's really good to have one of those. And then I just have some bigger knives in my purse and just also throughout my car. And if you want anything else for protection, by all means, just make sure that it's legal and safe for you. But I personally, besides the knives and a couple things, I do have like a personal alarm. I think something like this or a whistle or anything like that, very, very important to have as well. I have one of these in the front of my car and one in the back as well. Just some sort of safety item I think is really good if you're going to be on a road trip or living in your car, sleeping in your car, something like that. I think it is incredibly important to always have snacks in your car, to always have a bottle of water, unopened bottle of water in your car, because sometimes if you have like an open bottle of water, after like a week, it kind of gets like weird and smells weird and gets gross. So I always think you should have an unopened bottle of water in your car or a jug or something like that. Have a couple snacks, and also like a reusable utensil would be ideal to have in the car. And again, if you have your Dr. Bronner's, anytime that you eat something with your reusable fork or your knife or whatever, you can just wash it with a Dr. Bronner's, dry it off, and then put it back. And honestly, even if you're not traveling or on a road trip, I still think that is incredibly important to have snacks and water in your car just in case. What if you get stuck in traffic? I'm just saying. Okay, the next thing that I think is very important to have in your car if you're gonna be on a road trip is a pee cup. I have two of them. This one is specifically like a pee cup. It has like this top. It's clean, don't worry. It has this top, and then this like opens. But then when you're storing it, it closes. I have this one, but I also literally have just a Starbucks cup, like a reusable one that I bought, like one of those plastic ones that I have in the car as a pee cup, because you're not always gonna be near a bathroom, okay? I'm just saying, I think it's good to have in the car. And the last thing that I think is important, and obviously it is gonna depend on how you travel, I think having a national park pass, like the America the Beautiful pass, is ideal, because a lot of national parks you have to pay a decent amount of money to get into. Some are free, some are pretty inexpensive, but some, the price point is a little bit higher. But if you get the actual National Park America the Beautiful pass, it's like $80, but you can get into any single national park in the country for a whole year. And so it's just like a way better value if you're gonna be going to literally more than like 2 or 3 3 national parks in a year. I think it's just an incredible value and something really helpful to have with you if you're going to be traveling. But I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you a little bit if you're going to be going on your first road trip. Obviously, there are so many more things that I could have included in this video, but I hope that the things that I did list were pretty helpful. Let me know in the comments if you are someone who goes on road trips or if you're someone who's lived in your car. Let us know in the comments anything else that you think is really important to have in your car as well. I love when you guys share answers because we can all help each other. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is just like a short little list that I wanted to share with you. There are tons of other things that you could have in your car. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. And I guess that's going to be it. Thank you again. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.